Damian Lillard is one of the NBA's best point guards and is arguably the best rapper in the NBA. In today's video, we'll take a look at the lifestyle, net worth, and personal life of the superstar. Lifestyle. As Damian Lillard admittedly stated, the NBA wasn't initially part of the plan, or wasn't really the goal to accomplish as he was a huge WWE fan. Damian and his older brother usually spent their nights replicating moves they saw being done in the ring. Even though the big brother wouldn't let the little brother win, little Damian still felt he had to initiate imaginary wrestling pay-per-views in their home. He loved it that much. As Dame got into the league, he would dive into physical workouts as well, like boxing drills and exercises. Because of this, he grew an appreciation and love for boxing as well. Most of his family still lives in Oakland, and he claims to have a special place in his heart for the neighborhood that was instrumental in grooming him to become a great basketball player. Oakland is also where Lillard found his love and passion for rapping and the hip-hop scene. His cousins Eugene Baby Vasquez and Brookfield Deuce were two major influencers in his rapping career. Dame Dolla debuted his first single in 2015, debuted his first album in 2016, and released his second album the next year. As of today, he has 3 albums under his label Front Page Music. He also encourages others who share the same interests to post and share their talents online, as he created the hashtag 4Bar Friday trend on social media. Aside from this, his non-album single titled Kobe, featuring Snoop Dogg and Derek Milano, is one of the soundtracks in NBA 2K21. Loyalty over everything is what Lillard lives by. No Division I schools even knew who he was, and it was Weber State who were the first to recruit him and offer him a scholarship. After getting a total of 25 scholarship offers from mid to low major schools, including San Diego State, Arizona State, and Washington State, he remained loyal to Weber State and coach Randy Ray. What also kept Lillard grounded is his Christian faith, as he's also got tattoos on his left arm of Psalms. Dame does have his own YouTube channel where you can watch his early journey into the league in a web series titled License to Lillard, as well as a short documentary along with Adidas titled Dame Time, showing the summary of how he got to the big leagues. His new music and music videos are also posted on there. Lillard is also recognized as one of the best dressed players in the league, and rightfully so, as he has his own personal stylists who he grew up with, so they're familiar with what Dame is comfortable with and what he can pull off. Mainly he opts for a more comfortable fit, but he can from time to time display his skills showing off an unorthodox outfit, as he also cares for the statement, the outfits, and the story behind it. A few seasons into his NBA career, Dame wanted to eat healthier in order to be as injury-free as possible, because he's also one of the highest usage players in the league. He went with the vegan diet for a while, however, even though he reached the target weight, he was losing too much weight, so he had to adjust his diet to include more chicken and beef in the mix. Typically, Lillard's morning would start by packing up as much protein and nutrients without the meat, like a turmeric latte or an herbal tea along with some fruits like strawberries or bananas and a bagel with peanut butter. Lunch would involve a cereal and fruit bar with a large ham baguette, a handful of blackberries with Greek yogurt or cheese for snacks, and for the rest of the day, he would have the reins to control his intake and would rather choose the healthy route by eating more fruits, protein bars, and Greek yogurt than end the day with other healthier options like chicken, broccoli, and rice. Lillard doesn't totally credit his diet for his better play, but it is noteworthy that he became an All-NBA selection when he incorporated chicken back into his diet. As Dame became a household name in the league, he focused more on giving back to his community and help the youths as much as he can. He established a Respect program to help high school kids in the Portland metro area graduate, and also hosts an annual picnic for his East Oakland neighborhood at the park where he showed his skills. Personal life. Damian Lamonte Ollie Lillard is the son to Gina Johnson and Houston Lillard Sr. He has a half-brother Jarrell, a sister Lene, and brother Houston Jr. who's a quarterback in the IFL. Being that Oakland had high crime rates during his childhood, his older brother and father had to make sure Damian was safe and taken care of, attending all of his games and being there for him even though he was exposed at an early age to drugs, gun violence, and prostitution. One night, at the end of Damian's 8th grade, he was checking on his mother as he felt she was troubled by something. That's when he told her that he was going to the NBA. He didn't want to see her struggling ever again as his mother was stressed out about work and had problems with her boss at the time. As per Gina, her son said, "Mom, don't worry about anything. I'm going to the NBA. I'm going to be Rookie of the Year. I'm going to be an All-Star. I'm going to make a lot of money, and you won't have to worry about anything." Having the confidence he built in high school carried over to his playing days in the AAU with the Oakland Rebels, where he picked up his basketball moves alongside the encouragement of head coach Raymond Young. His AAU team consisted of working-class kids who didn't have extra money for tournaments and such, so the team hustled to earn enough money, selling C's candies, magazine subscriptions, raffle tickets, etc. The dad of Dame's best friend, Phil Taylor, helped teach, guide, and support the kids further by instilling the Oakland mentality to them, leading the way for them to explore other hobbies and interests like rapping, arts, and other creative hobbies. This life lesson helped mold the young kids to become ready for anything at any time. They would even have rapping contests or activities, where one would start rapping and pass the imaginary mic to the next kid, then they would have to make up something on the spot. This helped the kids bond and build relationships. It was truly more than basketball alone. Phil also came up with the mantra of being unstoppable on the court, having the kids repeat 7 words to themselves every time they stepped on the court. The words were, "Can't nobody out here f*** with me." The future was bright for young Damian, but during one night after practice while waiting for the bus at the bad side of town, he noticed 3 individuals wearing hoodies approaching him, but didn't mind too much about it as there was a McDonald's and a police station nearby. Unbothered by the surrounding establishments, the 3 individuals robbed Lillard right then and there. At first, Damian was looking at them and seeing if he could stand a chance, but after he refused the initial orders to empty his pockets, a gun was drawn and Dame was staring right at the barrel of it. Having no other choice, the robbers took the money Damian had left, which wasn't even much then. Thankfully, nothing else was done to Damian as he ran as fast as he could to the McDonald's and called everyone he knew to pick him up. Using this experience as fuel to the flame, he pursued his college education, eventually graduating with a first degree in sales. During his college days was also where he met and is currently together with now fiancée Kayla Hansen. They have 3 children together, Damian Jr., and twins Callie Emily and Callie Lahim. Net worth. Dame's estimate in dollars is between $55 to $70 million. Luckily for Portland fans, Dame was already performing at a high level during his rookie year where he got around $14 million, averaging 19 points and 6.5 assists per game. Currently, he's the highest paid player on the roster and is under contract through the 2024-2025 season at an average salary of more than $40 million per year. This season alone, with his salary of just over $31.5 million, he's making more than $2.5 million per month, almost $88,000 per day, and nearly $3,700 per hour. And with the shortened 2021 season, it's more like Dame's making close to $440,000 per game. In 2012, he signed a multi-year sponsorship deal with Adidas, and in 2014, renegotiated a new contract potentially worth $100 million over 10 years. Dame currently has endorsement deals with other elite brands like Hulu, Tissot, Gatorade, Panini, Spalding, State Farm, Spotify, and Toyota. Other brand deals include Foot Locker, BioFreeze, Powerade, JBL, and Moda Health. Aside from this, he also co-owns a Toyota dealership along with longtime friend and now business partner Brian Sanders, which is now known as Damian Lillard Toyota in McMinnville, Oregon. Spendings. As mentioned in the Knuckleheads podcast, Lillard's first purchase was a charcoal gray Porsche Cabriolet, which he still has to this day. It was from his first paycheck without even having played in a game yet. He was with his brother and cousin, and they said they had to double-check the zeros written on the check, being tempted to spend all of it right then and there. Fortunately, Dame managed to control his finances and has added on to his car collection with a Cadillac Escalade, a 2021 Bentley Continental worth $210,000, and a Bentley Bentayga V8. He also bought his mother a $100,000 SUV. Other expensive and essential belongings include a Louis Vuitton sling bag worth more than $2,000, his signature gold chains, necklaces, and pendants, as well as having the latest Apple products. Being the leader of the Trailblazers, sometimes he'd also offer to take care of the initial needs of rookies, like suits and the image they want to achieve. The most essential or important purchase would be his private jet, as he primarily bought it so he wouldn't miss the birth of his firstborn. Other expenditures of Dame would be the multiple donations to several organizations, including COVID relief, nonprofits, charities, Ronald McDonald's homes, and the Special Olympics. And lastly, we cannot forget about the luxurious homes these superstars live in, as Dame reportedly has a home in Oswego, Oregon, which costs $6.65 million, and another house in West Lynn for his family worth $2.8 million, as he also wanted them to experience the luxurious lifestyle. Fun facts. Dame always wore number 1 ever since he started playing basketball. But when he was drafted in the league, someone from the Blazers already had the jersey number selected, so he opted for a new start, and now wears the number 0, which represents the letter O, from his journey to Oakland to Ogden, and now Oregon. Fits right in, as this almost wasn't the case, as his top 2 college choices were Weber State and St. Mary's, because they were the 2 closest to home. Essentially selecting Weber State as St. Mary's already had Patty Mills going to their program, and his visit at Weber State just went better. One fact for all stat lovers out there is that Dame being one of 5 players and the only guard to be unanimously voted as Rookie of the Year, and only player in history to have at least 50 points, 7 assists, and 6 steals, since the steals became a stat in 1973. These stats are amazing feats, but before a player gets there comes a time where another player, usually a vet, brings them down to reality, having to face them during a game in their early years, and Dame was no exception, as he mentioned that it was Goran Dragic who introduced him into the big leagues and made him realize that you cannot take a night off against anybody. Aside from his music, Dame has also began exploring the TV and movie realms, as he's also appeared in Portlandia and the upcoming Space Jam 2. Still having his love for the WWE, he's now also a playable character in WWE 2K Battlegrounds. He mentions his favorite wrestlers are Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Ric Flair. And a last interesting fact for all of you out there, there is someone who actually studied and documented how often Dame licked his lips. Yes, there's an LPM or licks per minute stat out there for none other than Dame himself. We're guessing this is the reason why Dame has a vanilla chai chapstick as one of his essentials. What do you think of Damian Lillard? Is he the best point guard in the league right now? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA content.